Hey everybody, welcome to my booth. I'm Jay. It's Thursday. We got another sample from you. This one's from David. It is a commercial demo, a very, very good one, I might add, so buckle up for it. Spoiler alert. Before we dive in though, if you want me to review audio of yours just like this, there's a form down in the description. Feel free to fill it out, send me something, and we'll do one of these with you ASAP. There's also coaching on my website, also down below if you want to skip the line, as it were, and work more concertedly one-on-one. And then, of course, if you want to support these efforts, there are ways to do that down in the description. David, let's go. Let's get into it.
We've grown tired of the same old rides, so we've built a new one. Introducing the all-new turbocharged Kia Seltos. Movement that inspires. It understands you, shares your memories, keeps track of your precious moments. Samsung Galaxy S24. Designed for humans. Okay. Search for... Yeah. Find it, book it, easy. Expedia.ca. Don't just travel. Travel right.
Okay, so the things that I'm loving already here, so the video I just put out yesterday of how to make your own demo, I talk about this a lot in terms of the structure of demos, and this is exactly what I'm talking about in terms of what an ideal structure would be. So this first spot, we get a great sense, a great vibe as to who David is in general. I get a sense that he's kind of an easy, confident guy. He seems intelligent, and he's got a bit of grit to him, I guess, as you might say.
Grown tired of the same old rides, so we've...
Swagger is the word I was looking for. There's a bit of swagger in there, so this seems like a easy tone for you to accomplish. But then the next spot, it shifts gears in a way that is helpful. So this is what I'm talking about in ads, where you want the first thing to show up to be like, oh, okay, hello, this is me, this is David, and we get that here. I understand a lot about him as a baseline individual, you as a baseline individual, David. But the next spot says, oh, I can do this other thing too in a different world.
Shares your memories. Keeps track of your precious moments.
Where this spot has the context of it, where it's like this phone can capture all of your memories and stuff like that. That sort of content in relation to a swaggery car ad, this gets a little bit more sentimental, a little bit more emotional, but the way that it's produced also gives it an edge of high class, extreme tech that you really want to save your memories. If I were to make an adjustment here, there's a part of me that wants it to lean more into the sentimentality than anything else, partially because the other ads here, that's one color, one tone that I think you could invest more in. But then the third spot, so we've got the baseline, which is spot number one. The second spot goes in another direction to a sort of sentimental, a little bit more gravity in the read. And then the third is just sort of like a funny situational thing that has a bright, quirky end. So we get already sort of the primary color and then two complementary colors right away.
Search for... Yeah.
Which is just, I think, a really great move in terms of the structure of the demo. Well done there.
Travel right. Truvia Natural Sweetener is born from the stevia leaf. With great taste, 0 calories, and...
I was about to say, I know a whistle's coming. As soon as an ad has a ukulele, you know that somebody's going to whistle in a second or two. Not a bad thing. You just can predict it. This is a good spot as well.
Truvia Natural Sweetener is born from the stevia leaf. With great taste, 0 calories, and no guilt. Enjoy a morning ritual that actually makes you feel good. The Toyota Camry. Sleek on the outside, luxurious on the inside, and dependable all around. Toyota. Moving forward. When it comes to really great beer, fresh rules. The clean, crisp taste of freshly brewed Budweiser. After all, fresh beer just tastes better. Summer drink days are back. With favorites like our premium roast iced coffee for only $1 and only at McDonald's.
I had listened to this a second ago and had edited something to try something out. This is the full last spot.
Summer drink days are back. With favorites like our premium roast iced coffee. Enjoy the same rich, smooth, delicious taste you love, served over ice. For only $1 and only at McDonald's.
So while we're on that, why I had deleted that, I was trying this out, and so this is obviously a very well put together demo. It sounds great. I think it represents you well, David. The concern that you had about having enough variety, I'll touch on in a second. So the reason why I had deleted this bit, the demo right now is running at about 1:20, which ideally you want it to be about a minute. And because these ads, they have, you can just be a little bit more ruthless with the editing if you wanted to. So for example, that full spot, it's got this middle bit.
Enjoy the same rich, smooth, delicious taste you love, served over ice.
Which isn't the essential bit. So if you were to do like a 5-second ad, you can essentially cut it to where it's the 5-second version or close to it. Yeah, that's about 8, which is fine.
Summer drink days are back. With favorites like our premium roast iced coffee for only $1 and only at McDonald's.
So you get the same sense, you get the same vibe for the ad, but it just cuts out more meat and saves you some time, because in a compilation demo like this, we don't need the full ad. We just need to get sort of like, you can think of it as like a trailer where there's going to be a lot of like flashy editing and cuts in the thing where you're like, I don't know what's going on, but I really want to see that movie. That's kind of the vibe we want from demos about us in general. All to say, you don't need the full thing in a compilation demo. However, having this full 15-second spot is really valuable for sites like casting websites like voices.com, Voice123, etc., because folks will look for really specific reads. So that's why I was cutting it out, and that's one option for you there. I do think it's really well edited. In my personal preference, I might hedge the music a smidge down in some of these spots, just to give you a little bit more of the spotlight. That would be my one thing, because when this happens, for example...
Okay, search for...
I'm like, yeah, it's our guy's voice. Okay, so your main question and concern about variety and stuff, I do think that you have a fair number of similarly energetic spots here where you kind of rest in this like easy vibe, and you move that to sort of different genres. So you've got the Toyota spot where this is the Toyota Camry. It's a luxury in whatever, not the Toyota. It can't be the Camry, is it? Anyway, you've got the car spot where it's a typical car spot where it's evoking like this is a luxury product. You've got the bubbly ukulele spot with Truvia, and a similar one with the McDonald's thing. So in terms of amplifying the range and diversity of your spots, I don't know that you necessarily would need to change things, because I do think that this is a good representation of you on the whole. And if you were to rework things, you could simply force yourself to try different modes of performance if you wanted to. So, for example, this...
It understands you, shares your memory.
This sort of emotional spot, you could just lean more into the emotional nature of it and really jockey the different dials energetically. But again, I think that this is a good representation in general.
The Toyota Camry. Sleek on the outside, Truvia natural sweetener is born from
The only other thing would be if you wanted to get cutthroat about it, really listening to the different spots. Like right now, you've got 2 different car spots. So that's one area where you could just really easily, simply by virtue of the context, add more variety there. I don't think it's necessary because these two spots are done differently. But if you wanted to get specific about that type of thing, you could add other types of stuff. But on the other hand, this does say, like, guys, I'm really good at doing car spots. So what else to say? Similarly, the McDonald's spot and the Truvia spot, they aren't the same vibe, but they're kind of similar, and partly because they're both like food companies, they both want to have that sort of friendly, family-ish approach to them. So there's that, where you could maybe choose one or the other, feature one or the other. And then the last thing that I would say in terms of the getting ruthless on cutting down things, that might also help just with the pacing and variety in the spot, where if you break up the pacing, because right now everything's falling into like 15 seconds-ish. There's one spot. Anyway, they're all sort of in the same timing. So if you did have moments where there was like a 5-second ad, an ad that really breaks up the pattern of energy like this, that sort of thing, that would just break up the sort of auditory interest a bit if the pacing was a little bit more irregular. But I don't think, again, these are all very, very nitpicky notes is all I'm saying, David. So really good job. If you have more questions or you wish I was more specific about stuff, let me know. But all in all, I think this is a good demo and a good representation of you from what I've heard. So anyway, until the next one of these, everybody, I hope this was helpful for you. And, I'll see you around. Be well. Doodles.